Yes, we'll spend this hour on good old napping. Work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. That's the turtle hermit way to learn.
So, what if while we're lying in our hammocks, someone else out there is training and getting stronger than us? How do we know?
The truth, Goku, is that we can't know. But I think you'll find that everyone, even the strongest warriors, need their shut-eye.
This is, without a doubt, my favorite moment in all of Dragon Ball, and I don't just mean the OG anime series Dragon Ball, I mean throughout the entire franchise, and yes, that includes Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, the movies, Dragon Ball... Oh god, no! Now, the fact that I even so much as referenced the original Dragon Ball, much less considered a moment in that series as the best in the entire franchise, probably pissed off at least like 70% of the Dragon Ball fandom. I probably pissed off all the Brickhouse gym bros wearing Dragon Ball Z shirts while deadlifting 500 pounds, all the whiny fanboys who argue till their dying breaths that Goku can kick anyone's ass and throw a hissy fit anytime someone on Twitter even remotely disagrees, and all the nerds who get boners from watching loud buff dudes fight and care more about the power level system than Toriyama ever did. But in all seriousness, as easy as it is to tease and make fun of these people, it's really all just in jest, because at the end of the day, I'm just as big of a fan of this franchise as the rest of the Dragon Ball fandom. I still get incredibly hyped every time I rewatch fight scenes or clips from the franchise. I still have nothing but love for Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Krillin, Bulma, Trunks, and all the other characters I was introduced to and grew up watching when I was a kid. I still genuinely believe that the Saiyan/Frieza saga in Dragon Ball Z is one of the best arcs I've ever seen in any power fantasy battle action shown in anime, and it's opinion that I will take to my grave. I love the Cell saga as it introduced not only one of my favorite villains in all of Dragon Ball, that being Perfect Cell, but also satisfyingly concluded the character arc of Gohan, who also quickly became one of my favorites in the show. I even love the Buu saga, which despite not being as great as the other sagas, still gave me one of my favorite Goku versus Vegeta fights in all of Dragon Ball history. I love this franchise just as much as any other Dragon Ball fan, and these iconic moments and fights will forever be etched into my memory. But at the same time, there's something about a young Goku and Krillin delivering milk, serving as child labor, and training and laughing together that hits me harder than all the laser blasts and power-ups put together. Now, to recap for anyone who's unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, these moments that I'm referring to all take place during the first 5 episodes of the Tournament Saga in the OG Dragon Ball anime, in which a young Goku and Krillin train with Master Roshi before entering the World Martial Arts Tournament. Master Roshi is reluctant at first, but after the two boys engage in human trafficking and kidnap a mysterious woman named Launch, who switches between 2 distinct personalities every time she sneezes, they use her as a form of bribery to convince Roshi to train them. Throughout the next couple of episodes, Goku and Krillin undergo Master Roshi's Turtle School training, which consists of things like delivering milk, conducting agriculture, doing construction work, swimming away from a man-eating shark, dodging bees, doing actual schoolwork, but most importantly, getting plenty to eat and lots of rest in between. Now, at first glance, this seems less like martial arts training and more like the daily life of a child migrant worker. There's nothing about this scheduled regiment that screams martial arts training 101, and this is something that even Goku and Krillin point out as they question how they're supposed to become stronger by delivering milk and becoming child laborers. How could they possibly compete against the strongest fighters at the World Martial Arts Tournament, much less win if they don't learn any secret techniques or ancient fighting moves or whatever? Now, at first, Roshi responds with a classic "just trust me bro" meme, and he even trolls Goku and Krillin by telling them that he will only teach them fighting skills if they manage to push this giant rock. Classic prank bro. But suddenly, after months of doing the same strict regimen, Goku and Krillin become so much more powerful that they can push the exact same rock Roshi jokingly pointed at. The old guy basically boned himself, which is why he ultimately reveals that at the end of the day, there are no secret techniques or moves that Roshi has been secretly saving to teach them. All these exercises weren't leading to the real training, the exercises were the training. Roshi understands that, whether they realize it or not, Goku and Krillin are talented fighters who already know and understand the basic fundamentals of combat. They don't need to learn some fucking whooshy finger hold or a blue ball that will give them an edge in a fight. All they really needed was a much stronger foundation that would allow them to develop the skills they already have. It's what makes this scene where Goku and Krillin jump high in the air after they take off their shells so satisfying to watch. It's what makes this scene in which Krillin easily kicks the shit out of this one monk who bullied him in the past such a great scene to watch. Goku and Krillin worked so hard to get where they are now, and they're finally being rewarded. Sure, from a pure entertainment value, it's fun to watch Goku and Krillin get into a lot of goofy shenanigans like being chased after a dinosaur, being chased after a shark, being chased after bees, being chased after Launch. Wow, Toriyama really doesn't let these two kids catch a break, huh? But from a writing and development perspective, it's really endearing to watch these two young kids slowly become not just better fighters, but better friends friends as well. Initially, when the two characters meet, they really don't like each other very much, and Krillin was always trying to one-up Goku, thinking he was better than him. It even got to the point where Goku and Krillin beat each other up to get the stone Roshi chucked into the jungle so that one of them can have dinner. But by the time the two finish their turtle school training and enter the preliminary rounds of the World Martial Arts Tournament, you can actively see that the two have gotten much closer. They banter with each other like two best friends. You see them actively support each other. It's wholesome to watch, and honestly, seeing the two become close friends within these couple of episodes and then seeing their relationship become even stronger throughout the rest of the anime, and then in Z, then in the movies, then in Dragon Ball Super, just makes me love these two characters even more. Their relationship is so awesome and pure that even the dipshit responsible for directing this fucking disaster knew not to mess with it, which is why Krillin is thankfully not in this piece of shit. But going back to my point about Goku and Krillin's friendship blossoming after these 5 episodes, this nicely transitions to another point I wanted to make regarding why I consider this section my favorite moment in all of Dragon Ball. It's that this brief training arc would go on to establish a lot of these characters' defining traits and characteristics. To clarify what I mean, look at this clip in which Master Roshi explains the purpose behind learning martial arts.
What I mean is that we learn how to fight so that we won't have to. We strive to maintain peace in the universe.
For me, this moment arguably best sums up Goku's most famous character trait, his desire to become stronger so that he can maintain peace and safety for his friends and loved ones. This lecture that Roshi gives is the complete antithesis of how Saiyans are raised and taught, which is to train to become proud warriors who conquer anyone standing in their way, especially the weak. It's the whole reason why Goku was sent to Earth in the first place, to conquer the planet and make it merely another piece of the Saiyan Empire. But with the instructions of Master Roshi and his close bond with his master and friends, Goku pursued a different path from his Saiyan race, a path that features him acting as more of a peacekeeper than a warmonger. Also, I know Goku falling on his head as a baby also made him much kinder and less aggressive, but that's besides the point. After this training arc, every other moment in which Goku learns from some legendary master, whether it be King Kai or Whis, he's learning to become stronger so that he can be better equipped to protect his home and his friends from whatever evils might come after him. For me, this philosophy that Roshi taught him at a young age is what makes moments like him turning Super Saiyan for the first time that much more special. These moments didn't happen on a whim, they happened because Goku was actively witnessing his loved ones being harmed and murdered by an evil maniacal dick, which always pushed Goku past his limits. And it's not just Goku, since a handful of Krillin's best traits are established in these few episodes as well. One of the more notable ones that is highlighted early on is Krillin's ability to use strategy and tricks to get a leg up on opponents who are more powerful than him, which is exemplified in the episode in which he tricks Goku into going after the fake rock so that he can bring Roshi the real one. As the show goes on, the power gap between Goku and Krillin gets bigger and bigger, and by the time you get to the end of Z, Krillin has been eclipsed in power by pretty much every character they introduced except the Cybermen, Mr. Satan, and like maybe Dende. Krillin knows when he's outclassed by a much powerful opponent, he often must use his head and strategy if he wants to win a fight, or at the very least not die. I know Krillin is often the butt of the joke for constantly getting his ass kicked, but for a guy who has died very few times in the show, he knows how to think on his feet. Plus the guy was able to hit that, so he must be pretty smart. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of these iconic moments that we associate with Dragon Ball are legendary on their own, but if you ask me, they become even more legendary when thinking about these quiet moments of Goku and Krillin delivering milk, working as child laborers, and eating food by the truckload while Roshi tries to get into Launch's pants. And even the people who made Dragon Ball Super must have recognized the importance of this scene, as they not only directly reference this moment, but other characters like Piccolo comment how effective his training is. But of course, this is all obviously just my opinion, and I don't really expect a lot of people to agree with me. In fact, I would really love to hear you guys talk about your favorite moments from the Dragon Ball franchise in the comments. The fact of the matter is that Dragon Ball is a very special anime to a lot of people, but what exactly that specialness looks like really depends on each individual person. It's weird, ever since the passing of legendary manga artist Akira Toriyama, I've been having this weird introspective reflection about the Dragon Ball franchise, reminiscing on not just all the iconic moments from the series, but also just how much of an emotional attachment I have to this property in general. For me, Dragon Ball isn't just another anime, it isn't just one of my favorite battle action shonen anime, it is quite possibly the most important anime to me. Dragon Ball is what got me into anime in the first place. It helped me discover a whole new art form that I didn't know existed. I'm forever glad that Toriyama's work arguably made me the person I am today. Dragon Ball remains so important in my life that I get actively excited when new Dragon Ball shit is released. I saw the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie in theaters and I enjoyed it so much that it made my top 15 movies of 2022 list. The latest entry in the Dragon Ball franchise franchise, Dragon Ball Daima, was something that I was actively looking forward to, not just because it's new Dragon Ball shit, but because Toriyama was supposedly actively involved in the production. Akira Toriyama is a hugely important figure in my life, and I'm sad that he's gone. And hopefully this video expresses just how much I loved and valued this man and his work. We might not have 7 Dragon Balls to wish Toriyama back, but his work, and most importantly his legacy, will at least live on forever till the end of time, and for that, I am very, very thankful.